first heard the word pedagogy in team meeting, and I think the first discussion was about how much we disliked the word, because it was something that nobody really knew whether it was pedagogy, was something pedagogical, could you do it pedagogically? And we were all kind of questioning the name to start off with.
There has been resistance, I think, to it, and there's been a lot of people saying, well, it's something we do already, it's something that we've done since year one. Why is this all of a sudden the new thing? The way I perceive it is that that it gives us like a theoretical framework to kind of say, oh yeah, we're building relationships using things like the head, heart and hands and the 3 Ps, but it shows us that there's a framework there for us to refer to.
I was put down to go on social pedagogy training and nobody really could tell me what it was about. And I sort of Googled it, and I still wasn't much wiser after I'd Googled it. And it seemed really complicated, but I thought, hey, let's give it a go and see what happens. So I went on a few one-day sessions with some other people, and we did lots of fun things, and we had a great time sort of learning about, hands, head and heart and all sorts of things like that.
When I did the training, the thing that jumped out most to me was how it was really focused on my childhood and my feelings and the experiences that have made me who I am, and how important that is. And that's the thing that hit me the most. It's really nice kind of going back into the home and thinking, how can I relate to these kids based on my experiences? And I can share them experiences with them. I can tell them about my early memories and why I've kind of made decisions I've made through my life.
Here it's like having 1,000 mums and dads. It's really cool because you get support by everyone. Should have seen it last night. I had a story read to me. I felt like a kid.
I know when we first started doing social pedagogy, I was like, well, why can't these kids do this and why can't they do that? There was one child in the home and I said, why can't he come home with me for Christmas? Why not?
Yeah.
So we actually did it, and we had a risk assessment, we followed everything through, and we had a fantastic Christmas.
Had a lovely time,
yeah, he had a lovely time.
Well, I started to think, you've got to relax, go with your instincts, and if it feels right, it usually is right. But you obviously have to bear in mind, these are not our children, but it doesn't mean to say we can't have an attachment to them and we can't care and love them, and we do love them, And after being in the prison service, all those sort of things were, keep a big distance and, you must never go close, hugs and things like that. Gosh, it must never be like that. And I started to think, well, you've got to change, you've got to do it differently. We want to do it right here. So I started to change quite a lot, and it's changed me as a person an awful lot.
It's fun. You can have a laugh sometimes, play football, go on activities.
When we get a new resident in, right from the start, we kind of like to kind of help them create their own living space in their bedroom. So it's not just a blank canvas all painted one colour, and we like them to kind of fill it with their own things, and we support them to decorate it. So right straight away they feel like they have a little bit of space in that home that's theirs. They're not just borrowing it for however long they're with us. So I think that's really important to help them stamp that identity in the home straight away. And it's also a really good opportunity to build that relationship up.
I had a massive party for my 15th. That was really nice of them. Sending invites out and stuff, and I did it myself as well. I also invited staff members what I wanted to come.
Young people function in different mannerisms, so when we use our head, we're thinking about how we're going to work with them, what we're going to do with them. When we're thinking about using our heart, then we're using feelings and emotions. And then when we're using our hands, it's obviously the physical interaction. You're then looking at ways of doing an activity that you can both focus on, but the activity is used as the way of mediating, of making the relationship between the two individuals.
I think before people were really scared to go and do things with the kids and felt there was a lot of protocol, and you constantly hear it now that we're going to go and do something with the kids, and they say pedagogy says we can do it, and it's kind of it's given everybody a chance to sort of, we go walking with the kids places, take them out on bikes more, and when I see them sliding down a river in boiler suits, soaking wet, dropping off into big pools, taking them in kayaks across lakes in the Lake District, That's giving me goosebumps thinking about it. That to me is the biggest thing that I see that Pedagogy's done.
All of us come into work and share skills that we've got, share parts of our family. We did a really good event for the Olympics. Staff came in with their family and it was great to see them actually talking to my kids as well as the other staff's children about what they do and about universities and about jobs that they was going to and what they were going to do and what they was hoping to do and sharing parts of each other's life.
I cook once a week, so I have to choose a meal to cook. We all discuss it and see what we want on that particular day, and then I just cook whatever they want.
We had a difficult group of young people in at the time, and we were looking, this is when social pedagogy was just coming in, and we were looking at ways of how we can build these relationships up. And we knew that some of the young people were very manual type workers, so we just came with the idea, let's go into the garden, create an allotment, and it meant involve digging, moving manure, cutting up wood to make borders and stuff like that. And we got the young people out there and they absolutely loved it, and that sort of like started the ball rolling for us. Then it was, okay, let's build some fences and get some animals in, so we've got the chickens and we've got the rabbits in, and then we said, why don't we use the garden more for ourselves in terms of cooking and entertaining. So we built a barbecue and a bread oven, and then we planted a little orchard, and it's just one of those things that constantly keep rolling and rolling.
I like playing in the garden because it's big and you've got chickens.
The most important part for me is reflective practice. It's trying to kind of cultivate a team that really reflects on why kids are behaving the way they are and why things have happened or why children have reacted the way they have to something, and about giving the team that time and space to kind of bounce ideas around with each other.
It's about job satisfaction. You come into work and you feel you can make a difference, which means that when you go home you're happier.
It was sometimes what I'd say reserved, but now we bring in more personal. We come in and live in the home with the children. We're sharing their space, their life space.
It's allowed me to just flow into my job. I come from being a parent at home to being a parent here.
I believe that anyone who talks, sees or shares any space with young people should have a basic understanding of social pedagogy. From the moment a young person comes into any form of care within Derbyshire, there's a set way of how we work, and it's the social pedagogy way. And that's what I would like to see as a long-term view, and is what I'm hoping that part of things that have come from social pedagogy and Unify may be able to create to enable us and give us the powers, the tools and the knowledge to be able to achieve that.